so I literally just started learning American Sign Language. I know like 10 signs. Don't even know the alphabet yet, just some everyday words. I drove my sister to the dentist so I could take her home afterwards, since she was going to be woozy. It wasn't going to be that long, so I opted to just wait in the waiting room until it was finished. After she got called in, I just started playing games on my phone. A while later, a kid of about 8 or 9, maybe 12, I'm horrible at guessing kids' ages, ran into the office ahead of his mom by about a minute. He makes a beeline for me and asks if he can play on my phone. I say, sorry, I promised my parents I would never let anyone use it, and I can't break that promise. He seems upset and asks, why? I respond, well, it could get damaged or lost, and I just don't want to take the risk. Sorry. He stomps his feet with a GRMPH and runs to his mom, who has just walked in. Mommy, mommy. He won't let me play with his phone. He shouts. She looks at me and walks up to me. Excuse me? Did you say he can't play with your phone? Now, at this point, I know she's going to be a pain in the neck to deal with, so I decide to try something that will probably not work. I pretend I'm deaf and cannot read lips. I didn't think it would work, since there were about 6 other people in the office, and 2 receptionists, who must have heard me speaking before, but I figure, what the hell? I sign. I know a little sign language, while shaking my head. What? What do you mean? No, and why aren't you talking? It's nice to meet you, I sign. What are you doing? Are you threatening me? She shrieks. I figured I should just give up and tell her to screw off, but one of the other people waiting comes up and takes her attention. Ma'am, he's deaf. He's using sign language, the wonderful man says. Oh, boy. The kid speaks up. No, he was talking before. The man looks to the kid and says, watch, I'll prove it. At this point I think I'm in trouble. The man turns to me and speaks as well as signs. Are you deaf? I'm hoping he's playing along and helping me out, so I sign, yes. See. He says to the woman. You'd think this would convince her to back off, but no. She just homes in on the fact that I denied her kid my phone. Well, then, ask him why the heck he doesn't let my kid use his phone. I turn to the guy, as if asking him to interpret. He plays along and translates what she said. I sign back. It's nice to meet you slowly. My hard of hearing phone is deaf. I learned the sign for phone on the spot. It's exactly what you think it is. He turns to the woman and says, he said he promised his parents he'd never let anyone use his phone, so it doesn't get damaged or lost. The kid goes ballistic, but that's what he was saying before. He said it. I heard him. The mother seems to realize that her kid may not be being truthful. He was, though, and also realized she was bothering me for no good reason. Hush, Timmy. I'm sorry he bothered you. Please accept my apologies, the woman says to me. Again, I turn to the interpreter. She says she's sorry, he says and signs. I don't know how to sign, no worries, or it's fine, or anything like that, and the only sign I can think of is fingerspel, which he translates as it's no problem. She walks off to the counter with her kid and I sign, thank you, to the man. He responds by saying and signing, no problem. I mimic his no problem sign, just to make sure I get it right, and he nods and signs, yes. And I live in a high-rise downtown Chicago. The way our building is set up, only the corner units get balconies and the rest just have windows you can open. These balconies are 100% private and part of your unit. I pay for this, and it's great being able to go outside and not have another person sitting just to the left of me. Our neighbors, who are an elderly couple, moved out in April and the unit has been bought by a family of 3. The kid is about 3 and so far has been pretty quiet, or at least we can't hear her through the walls. Anyway, last night I was coming in from the basement storage area with my dog and our small grill, because it finally is warm enough to cook outside and enjoy it. The mom was in the hall and asked where I was going with the grill as it was a fire hazard inside, and I mentioned my balcony. Well, that's when she instantly begins her tirade about not being able to get to any of the public balconies on the floor. She had been trying all the corner doors and all were locked, mine included. Now mind you, this is maybe the third time I have met this woman. She has lived here for about 2 months now, and she has been trying to get into our apartment to use the balcony. Our door is always locked. It's locked the second one of us gets home and stays locked. I tell her that the only public balcony type space is the roof deck, and she yells at me, says in her contract she has a balcony she can use, and demands to let her use mine. I just laughed, and at this point my neighbor across the hall was coming home. He has another of the 4 balconies and stops to say hi amidst her yelling at me. She asks who he is, and he says her other neighbor across from me, and she goes into the same shit with him. We both explain to her that no, she has no such thing in her contract or lease, and if she has an issue, to go talk with the door staff and ask them, or go to management. She got mad and went inside at that point, and my across the hall neighbor and I just laughed about it and talked about the new Zelda game coming out. A little background: I have a 12-year-old sister with Down syndrome and autism. My mom and I took her to the doctors, and for a reward we took her to Starbucks after, since she loves Starbucks. M entitled mother. Entitled kid about 6-7 years old. LS little sister. B barista. So me and little sister get into Starbucks after the appointment, while my mom stays in the car. She recently had back surgery, so we don't want her moving too much unnecessarily. We get inside, and I order a drink for me, my mom, my daughter at home, and for my sister. Now, my sister was already pretty upset and stressed out, since she had a rather painful appointment with way too many shots for her liking, but she desperately wanted this Starbucks. I go up to order, and behind me is M and Ek. I pay and we go to sit down at one of the tables to wait for our drinks, but my sister wasn't having it and was running around crazy. The sweet barista then asks if she wants to watch her make the drink, so I walk over with her to part of the counter where you could see what is happening. LS is amazed and loved watching the barista mix the drink and put all the stuff in it. By now M and Ek had finished ordering. M went to sit down, and Ek wandered over to us to watch as well. I didn't have a problem with this, and both the girls were having fun watching. LS got whipped cream on her drink, and the barista let her put her own sprinkles on it. Now here is where the drama starts. Right when Ek sees that LS is putting her own sprinkles on her drink, she starts begging to put some sprinkles on herself. Here is the conversation that follows. Ek, I wanna put some sprinkles on it too. Be well sweetie, this is actually LS's drink, but you can put some sprinkles on when your drink is ready. Ek, but no, I want to put sprinkles on this and insert wailing here. At this point M comes over. M, what's the problem here? B, well, your daughter wanted to put some sprinkles on this other little girl's drink, but I told her no, since it doesn't belong to her. M, well, why can't my daughter put some on it too? You let this other girl. B, like I said before, this isn't her drink, and I did mention that she could put sprinkles on her own. Ek, mommy, I want to please see. M, well, we're not putting sprinkles on a pink drink, so just give her the damn sprinkles. At this point LS is getting overstimulated from all the yelling, so I try taking her away, but she is so determined to get this drink that she won't leave. The barista slides the drink over to me and LS, but right before we can take it, M comes over and grabs it and gives it to Ek. Me and barista both start telling her that the drink is LS's, but she just ignores us and gives it to Ek. LS starts screaming and trying to grab it from Ek. Ek gets scared and runs behind M, and while I'm trying to control LS, Ek takes a sip of the drink and spits it out onto the floor. Ek, mommy, I don't like this. It tastes like throw up. M, excuse me, this isn't the drink we want. Ek obviously doesn't like it. I want a refund. Both me and barista are completely shocked, and barista starts trying to reason with M. I didn't completely hear everything that happened since LS started having a panic attack. Once again I tried leaving with her, but this girl would not leave without her drink. Eventually M and Ek leave and throw the drink in the trash. What they say next though made me so angry I was speechless. The barista told them they needed to pay for the drink, and as M is walking through the door, she says tell that little, insert slur toward people with mental disabilities, to pay for it. At this point I'm fuming, and I wanted to run after her and give her a piece of my mind, but instead I was frozen in shock that someone would use that word to a child. Anyways, the barista apologized and let LS help make another drink on the house and even threw in a cake pop. Our cast for today's story: me, your narrator. Dad, my dad. GMA, my grandma. My paternal grandparents were living with us at this time too. Linda, the Linda. Linus, Linda's puppy. Maximum, beautiful barnky boy. When I was about 8 years old, our family was given 2 puppies from a litter a neighbor's dog had birthed. They were mixed breed mutt pups, and the owner said he couldn't really sell them, so they gave them away to families that were willing to adopt them. I got a chocolate brown girl puppy, and my sister got a white male puppy with a gold stripe down his back. Now my little brown girl sadly died when she was hit by a car when she got loose and ran out into the street, but my sister cheered me up when she said her puppy, named Maximum, would be shared between us. Maximum looked like a white Labrador plus golden retriever mix. I think the litter mother was a lab. He had the body, head, and coat of a lab, but his muzzle and golden patch on his back and longer hair on his tail looked like a golden retriever. He was beautiful and dumb as a brick. I'm not being mean, he was hilariously dumb. One of the best derps of nature I have ever known. Just a quick example of this: we could never have a screen door for our back doors. Maximum must have plain disbelieved in their existence, because all other animals would see and wait for the door to be opened. Not Maximum. He walked straight through any screen door in his path, never slowing his pace. His nose was always torn up and bleeding from this happening, but he would sit there, happily panting in the backyard, with blood dripping from his nose, totally oblivious to the damage he did to the screen door and himself. After one too many door repairs and nosebleeds in the house, my dad banished screen doors from our homes for Maximum's sake. 8 years later, and into the years of Linda, my sister had been kicked out at 18 and pregnant, so Maximum became my responsibility and my buddy. Linda had dogs of her own, and they were far older than Maximum, but they got along with him, despite his larger size. She didn't like Maximum, because she said he was too big, but there was nothing she could do to get rid of him without resistance. Linda's dogs did pass away not long after she joined our family. I did feel sorry for her when her dogs died. I love dogs, regardless, and I pitied her. But it didn't take her long to go out and get a new puppy, a Cairn Terrier, that she named Linus. Yes, he was named after the Peanuts character. She mainly named this pup out of spite, because my sister refused to name her baby, my nephew, Linus, like Linda suggested. Linda suggested the name because we were in the hospital waiting room watching a Charlie Brown Christmas on the TV set, and during Linus's meaning of Christmas speech, the doctors announced my nephew's arrival and allowed family to see them. Thank goodness my sister stood her ground and refused to name my nephew Linus. Moving on, however, Maximum didn't seem to really mind Linus at first and sniffed the pup and played a little, but introducing dogs to new pups takes time, training, and they learn each other's smell, personality and communicate their own pack rules. Now Maximum, he had a large pillow that he would go and lay on, and this was his space. My grandparents also had a small dog, and their dog knew to never go near that pillow when Maximum needed his space. Linus, being a new puppy, didn't know better. We were sitting in the living room. I was by Maximum as he lay on his pillow, petting him and helping him to relax. Linus bounded over playfully to Maximum on his pillow. Maximum, being the old man at 8 years old, gave a "get off my lawn" growl at the pup when Linus tried to jump on his paws. I scolded Maximum, telling him to be nice, and shooed the puppy away. Linus hopped away at first, but bounded back again, jumping on the pillow to try and get at Maximum's tail. Maximum quickly sat up and barked loudly twice at the pup, showing his teeth, but not biting. The pup shrieked and yelped away, running for Linda. I scolded Maximum and calmed him down again. Come on Maximum. He's just a baby. You gotta be patient. We'll go for a walk after dinner. Linda storms in, hugging Linus. That dog attacked Linus. What? No, Maximum was. Linda, shut up. I heard it. He hurt Linus. I heard Linus crying after he barked like a beast. Linus tried to get into Maximum's space. Maximum just barked to scare Linus. He didn't bite. Linda, that monster is too old and dangerous. He'll kill Linus. Me hugging Maximum around the neck. No. He was just getting Linus away from his pillow. Maximum didn't hurt him. Linda kept screaming about how dangerous Maximum was until my dad and grandma came in and calmed things down. After dinner, I took Maximum for a walk, like we always did in the evenings except during winters. Aside from trying to chase his sworn enemies, any and all squirrels, he was just happy and prancing as we walked down to the park, played and rolled in the grass, and then headed home once the mosquitoes started to swarm. I went to school the next morning after making sure Maximum had food and water and giving him a loving pat before I left 7 AM to 3 PM. School is out and I head home. I walk up to the front door. Maximum didn't come to greet me. I walk in and look in the backyard. Maximum isn't there. I go to my room. Maximum isn't there. I look in the garage. Linda would put him there sometimes. Maximum isn't there. I start to freak out. My grandma hears me scrambling around in a panic and comes down from her room. GMA. Op, what's the matter, sweetie? Me, I can't find Maximum. Did he escape the backyard? I should go find him. GMA. Shh. Honey, calm down. Your dad and Linda took Maximum earlier. Me, took him, where? GMA, they didn't say. I'm sure they will be home soon. I sat on the couch, a mess of anxiety and shaking. Dad and Linda came home a few hours later, just before dinner. Maximum was not with them. Me, still shaking. Dad, where is Maximum? Dad sighs. We had him put to sleep. Me breaking down. Why? Dad, he was getting old, and his eyesight was getting bad. And Linda said he lunged and tried to bite Linus this morning. Me now in tears and ugly crying. That can't be true. Maximum would never. Linda, well, he did. He tried to bite Linus. I saw it. Dad, his eyesight going bad is probably why he would bite. He didn't see it was Linus. Me, Maximum was only 8 years old. He was healthy. He was able to see squirrels. Linda, well, it's done. Get over it. At least now we'll have some more room without a big dumb dog like that in this house anymore. I fled to my room and bawled. Maximum was a good furry buddy and friend to me. I knew in my heart Linda lead to my dad to kill Maximum. Maximum was able to see and chase squirrels with no problem whatsoever, so I knew his eyesight wasn't the issue. Linda found her opportunity to get rid of Maximum and she took advantage of it, making my dad take the Maximum while I was at school, so I could not protest and protect my dog. And the biggest insult to injury? Linda got a second puppy shortly after she murdered Maximum. Another Cairn Terrier pup she named Rufus. And, you know how dogs tend to take after their owners? Is there such a thing as an entitled dog? Linus and Rufus were like little attack carpet sharks that would do her bidding. Hard to say that there were dogs I didn't like, but I did not like those two. These were also the two dogs whose ground dog training Linda prioritized over my dad's heart attack. If you enjoyed the stories, slap the like and subscribe button for more of them, and don't forget to support the original writers with an upvote. Links are in the description. Peace out, and catch you tomorrow.